All right, now we're going to welcome in this week's guest, Patrick Beverley of the Los Angeles Clippers. Pat, thanks for joining us, man.
Man, thanks for having me, Jay. For real, appreciate it, brother.
I know I told you this in a game earlier this season, but you're a guy that I've had a ton of respect for, just in the way you carry yourself, the way you work, how hard you play every night. There's probably people out there that view you sometimes as a villain, which we'll get to. Yeah. But you're like a hero. I mean, the way you go about your business and your love of the game and your love of competition, truly admirable, man. And
I appreciate that.
You know, I mean it. I mean it. I want to get caught up a little bit just on the bubble and how this experience is for you. I know a lot of guys are having different experiences here, but how has it been for you?
Never better. And I say that with all the intent of being totally 100% honest. I mean, for me, you know, I'm not a guy who needs a lot of, you know, extra shit, you know. We curse on here, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. But no, it's been cool, man. I think for me, the idle time is important, you know, getting away from family, getting away from friends, you know, and I've been in, you know, I like to stay in tune with myself. I like to call it, you know, check the play back the tape, record the tape. And that's, I guess, looking within yourself, making sure you're doing everything you need to do to hit your life goal. You know, whatever your life goal, am I on the road to get to that? And you know, if you handle it the right way, anything can be a good thing. All about perspective, right?
I feel like this is a very unique opportunity for all of us that are inside this bubble because there are literally no distractions.
Yeah.
You talk about being away from your family, like when you're in season and you're home, your heart's being, you know, tugged many different ways on a game day, even, you know?
Right.
So it can be difficult. Do you think that not having these distractions is advantageous to certain teams, or do you think it just completely levels the playing field?
I think it's all about the person, right? I think it's all about who takes advantage of the necessary idle time that they have, you know, whether it's reading, whether it's, I don't know, working out. But I think the people who stay mentally sharp throughout this whole thing, I think those players on those teams will stay successful, whether it's their game or anything. I mean, you know, so that's how I look at it.
Do you meditate? Do you meditate? Do you meditate? Do you journal? You meditate every day?
Meditate, journal, read. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know about me. So, you know, I like to kind of stay under the radar, all that type of stuff. But yeah, everything.
I read an article where you have Post-it notes all over your home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got them here too. And so those are just, I guess, daily reminders of just staying focused on your goals.
Every morning, just want to make sure I'm just checking those boxes, right? Right. Thoughts become actions. I mean, thoughts become words become actions, actions become lifestyle, you know, and that's been my whole thing. Just make sure I'm checking the right boxes. And, you know, some days you ain't shooting well, you ain't defending well, you get your ass cooked one night. Some days you want to look past those things, you wake up, you know, but they're there for a reason, for that reminder and stuff right there.
When did you start doing that?
I felt like I've always done it unconsciously growing up without like knowing I did it. You know, it's always been the thing that, you know, my mom, what do you want? Write it down. You know, it always started with stuff like that. And then growing older, I've always seen myself, you know, I want to make a first team all defensive, you know, and then it was like, make your goals bigger. I want defensive player of the year. And then I started seeing that the bigger I make my goals, I start accumulating the other small stuff like first teams and second teams, you know, stuff like that. And ever since then, it's just been, you know, been keeping up with it.
I think you mentioned something earlier. You said the word lifestyle. And to me, that's the mark of a true professional.
Yeah.
Is when your daily habits, your approach to your craft, it's not a matter of like checking boxes. It's just the lifestyle. Like, this is who I am on a daily basis. I'm going after this thing. and nothing's going to get in the way of that.
Nothing. And knowing that going after this thing that I'm going at, I'm going to go through every different emotion it is to have. And after that, I have to be mentally strong and okay with going through all those emotions without disharming myself within it, you know? And
so
that's the important thing.
Yeah. So going after a goal, like the physical act of writing down a goal and holding yourself to that goal, you run the risk of failure. Mm-hmm. And there's obviously the emotion of fear, because failure can drive fear. And in the same way that fear can drive you towards success. How do you cope, or how do you manage with failure? So let's say you make a goal, Clippers win a championship, and that doesn't happen.
Right.
How do you process that?
I flip it, right? I quickly understand that, all right, failure is a part of it. And that's the beauty of it. Now it's like, okay, cool. Just like growing up. I understand if I go down this street right here, I might run into a whole bunch of guys I don't want to run into. No, I don't want to do that. I've done that before. It didn't pan out. It didn't work my way. I failed. Going my way, I failed that way. Let's try another way. Okay, cool. Same thing in the NBA championship. All right. Is it something I did? Could I have done something better? Could I have read more? Could I have got more rest? It's something. It's with failure comes growth, right? The more you fail, the quicker you grow. You know, that's why I like to keep myself in like situations where I'm like, I'm not comfortable. I'm a little myself, but I don't know if I'm all the way myself. You know, I like to keep myself in that stage, because in that stage, I'm able to grow the fastest, you know?
Were you comfortable in Europe when you had to go play there you were comfortable?
Very. Away from my family.
Were you setting goals then?
On the mirror.
And what was the goal? What was the goal then? Get to the league?
Get to NBA. Big letters. Huge letters. And that was it. Like, Jay, I'm telling you, you gotta understand, like, I went to the Garden of Eden, bro. Like, if you ever walk the walk in Jerusalem, you know, you see where they took Jesus and laid him down. When you leave it, it's a big wishing wall, huge wishing wall, 30, 40 feet up. You get you a pen and paper, you write your wish down. My only wish was the NBA. I put it in there. These are stories I've never told anyone this, you know, like, you know, it's just my shit, you know, wrote it down. I want to go to the NBA, put in the wall. And I'm in the bubble talking to you now, you know, like, this shit works.
Yeah. Who are you playing for at the time? I assume you were playing in Israel Russia. In a EuroLeague game? No,
it was like a Euro Cup game. I was played in Russia, and I was just playing against the team Jerusalem, actually.
Do you acknowledge doubt? Like at any point in time when this is going on, because you and I have known each other for a little over 10 years now, and we've had a lot of interactions, and I watch you from afar. I watch you as a competitor, as a peer, and there's a confidence that you have in the way you carry yourself, in your game. And so I'm wondering if you acknowledge that doubt, because that doubt's got to creep in. So you're in Ukraine that first year coming out of Arkansas. Is the doubt driving you? Are you ignoring it? How are you coping with that?
I don't think it's doubt at that time. During the early time, I think it was more pain. That was my motivation. It was more pain. It was more, I'm sick of this world I'm in. I'm sick of this life I'm in. Let me put all my energy in basketball. Let me use basketball to escape from everything. From at the time, the baby mama issues, the family issues, the you know, all that type of shit. I'm gonna use this basketball right here to be in Ukraine. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care who I'm with. I don't even care if they speak English. I really don't care if I get paid. I just want to escape from everything back home, you know, and just kind of be normal, bro. You know, and you know, does doubt come? Hell yeah. Shit, shit goes there for me. It sits there. I acknowledge it. You feel me? I don't take it away. I acknowledge it. Let it go peacefully right out the other ear. You ain't got time to know doubt. Ain't got time to be weak. Got to stay strong in this. All right, on and off the court. But does it creep in? Hell yeah, all the time.
Do you ever have like what if conversations in your mind where, like, say you had gone to the league right out of school, how things might have been different for you now?
Yeah, all the time. And I come back to the same answer, like, you know, everything happens for a reason. Right? If I would have, during the Heat, when I got drafted there, should I have made a team? Of course, yes. Was I ready to make a team? Was I a professional then? No. So coming with that, was I ready to have success in Miami? Probably not at the time, you know? Like, can that be a cause of destruction later on down the line? You know, am I not in the bubble because of, you know, anything? You know, so was I really mentally? No. You know, and it takes time. Like, in order to get what you want in life, it's not only the craft, it's the mind, it's the body, it's the nourishment, what you're putting in your body, it's what you're putting in your mind. It's like all of those in one. And then it's like, God, okay, are you ready now? Now I can give you what I need to give you. My message can be clear through you, you know, and that's always been my thing.
I had not a similar experience, but a similar thought process when I look back early on in my career and really just not playing at all my first 2 years, barely being in the rotation my third year. And the what if game that I always play is like, what if I had got drafted and been handed 25 to 30 minutes a night and a green light? Would I have improved? Would I have gotten better? Right. Would I be the player I am now? Like I credit Stan Van Gundy for sitting my ass on the bench. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I wouldn't be in year 14. I wouldn't be in the bubble if Stan hadn't been so hard on me.
Think about that. How strong is that though? Think about that. Actually, if you sit back and think the magic in that, like how like you experience, like I don't give a fuck like who you are. As a basketball player, you experience pain, you know, and it comes from time taken away from you. I don't care who you are, right? And for you to experience that pain and years down the line, not even knowing it, right? You know, it becomes beauty.
Yeah. That
quick. Just, you know, and of course you work hard, you know, and of course, you know, these are things that we're supposed to do. Like we're supposed to work hard and be professional, but like just the not knowing, right? Just not knowing what's behind this door, not knowing me sitting on the bench is just going to bring me, just not knowing. And then boom, stand with it, stay at the plan, stay at the course, stay with routine. And you know, and look at you now, you know. I mean, you don't understand this, Jay. I really don't think you understand. Like growing up, bro. Like the only thing I watched was Duke. You know, like the only thing I watched was Mike Dunleavy, and then he left, and then I was like, man, what's the next? And I seen you, and I was like, oh my goodness. And it was this white dude who was coming off these screens, and he was popping his shit, and he had attitude, and he didn't give a fuck, and I was like, oh. And then I come to Santa Monica. I remember this shit like it's yesterday.
I remember meeting you too.
And these are stories that like I've never told. Like I can care less about telling anybody. But I come in the gym and I see DeMar DeRozan. You know, he was young. I see Kevin Love. He's young, and I see JJ Redick. And I'm like, oh shit! I get to work out and shit with JJ Redick. You know, the craziest thing in the world. I come to the NBA. I got Rogo, your old you know. What does JJ Redick do? Anytime he says something wrong with a shot pad, he always goes to the legs. He says his legs, not his arms, his legs. Since that, only thing I hit his legs. Yeah. Unconsciously, though. Just because this fascination from a kid that went to do. Now I'm fascinated. Okay, he does this for his legs. Shit, I got to do it. Fuck it. He doing it. You know? And that's just been my routine and just the craziest thing. And we're here now. You know? Like, it's weird as fuck. It's crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. I sometimes think about not just me, but the guys that I've either played with or played against and the unconscious impact they've had on my life and my preparation and my routine. Like Ray Allen got his routine from a guy early on in his career in Milwaukee. He went to Seattle. Rashard Lewis saw what Ray was doing. I'm in my second year. I don't have a routine yet. First day in the gym, back with the team after Labor Day. It's Rashard's first day. I watch him work and I'm like, oh, that's how it's got to be, you know? And it wasn't like Rashard came over to me and said, hey man, here's my routine. Here's what I need to do. And then now I've sort of established myself as being a certain way in terms of being a professional.
Ultimate routine. I'll say it for you.
I do wonder, like in 10 years, like who's gonna say, oh, well, I got to play with JJ, or I watched JJ before a game do this, this, and this. I'm sure there's guys that are kids now watching you play and the impact you're going to have on them. It's actually surreal to think about it.
Yeah, I've never thought about it that way. I never even thought I'd be like a guy somebody routinely watch, but yeah. I mean, you put it that way, you're absolutely right, though. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's the beauty of it, though, right?
It is. It's the ability to like give back to the game, I guess.
Unconsciously.
Without intentionally doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the year you guys first met?
Pat, when was that? Because that was, I think it was 08.
Sophomore year, 2008.
Yeah, 08.
Yeah, we same time, yeah. Santa Monica in LA. Yeah. Could you believe that?
It's wild.
That's wild. Yeah.
I want to ask you a little bit about your skill set, which a lot of people don't. First of all, you're highly skilled. I'm going to ask you about how it feels to be underrated in terms of your actual basketball skills. But Steve Clifford once said to me, who's the coach of Orlando Magic, I played for him in 5 years when he was the assistant with Stan. But he said to me one time, people don't acknowledge that playing hard, just the ability to play hard every night, is an elite skill. And it can take you a long way. And when I think about you, that's one of the first skills that sort of pops into my head.
Right.
To go against you, you're in for a fucking fight that night. You're going to get your best every night. And I guess I want to just acknowledge that, but I also want to ask, how hard is it to do that for 82 games, to do that night after night, to bring that level of intensity?
Humbly. Not hard. I try to make myself a weapon, right? I try to make myself a weapon, mind, body, soul, right? And I understand, I won't be as fresh every game. I won't feel as good as every game, but my will, and this has always been my mindset since I played basketball. My will. Are you willing to go as far as I'm willing to go? And there's a lot of people in this league, JJ. And there's a lot of people, a lot of superstars, a lot of young guys, a lot of middle guys, a variety of range, who I personally don't think they're willing to go that far. Are you willing to sit in Ukraine, not around your family, and be happy, be genuinely happy that you're not around that, and be okay? Are you willing to do that? Because I've done it. I don't think you're willing to do it. So if not, I'm going to go as far as I can. If it's take 94 feet, fuck it. If we go fucking pass out game 5, we both go fucking pass out together on this bitch. Fuck it. You feel me? But I'm going to do what it takes to try to get this dub straight up. And that's all it is.
This pain that you keep talking about, this pain, I'm assuming some of this comes from your childhood, the way you were
that's
brought up.
All that come from.
Yeah. And I'm guessing it has stuck with you. The pain. Yeah.
Yeah. And at first it was I was, when you're light, right? And you have all this creativity, and it's like a thing of water, right? And if you don't use it the right way, you walk and it falls and it scatters, and scatters at random places that you probably don't want it to scatter in, right? But as you get older and you mature more, and you start to have kids in the family, you learn how to use that water and like create tunnels to direct it in certain places, right? So now this pain that I have it's not just scattering on this homie or this girl or this teammate. It's actually scattering into, okay, I'm gonna put it in basketball, I'm gonna put it in God. And however I combine those two and whatever potion I get, I'm gonna use that and put that with my family, and that's been my thing.
Did you have people in your life when you were younger, like early 20s, who helped guide you to how to figure this out?
No. And that's the whole thing with it. No father figures, none of that. My mentor I met 6 years ago. I'm 32 now. So it was like literally like run into a wall. Boom. Okay, cool. Not that way. Okay, cool. Go left. Boom. Okay, cool. Not middle, not left. Go right. Okay, cool. I can go right. Okay, boom. Okay, can't go that much right. It was like trial and error every single time. And then when you get to the NBA and you don't have those mentors, it's and JJ, like it can take you fast if you're not mentally strong, yo. you know? So, and that's been my whole thing, trial and error. But you get hit enough times, you'll learn.
Did you have anybody in Houston that looked after you?
Trevor, later on my early career. But we had a young team. You know, you talking about, you know, James Harden, Max, Chandler Parson at the time was Max, Jeremy Lin was Max. You know, that was our team. You know, so it was just trying to figure it out early in the career, you know.
Did anybody come to you early in your career and say, "Hey, Pat, if you want to be on the court, these are the things that you're going to have to do," or did you figure that out intuitively? Will
Bynum,
Chicago guy.
Yeah, he came up to me when I had received my first my own team. I was a point guard of my own team overseas, and he was like, in order to be in the NBA, you have to show you can run a team. You have to defend like your life depends on it. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's easy. I can do that. And and that was it. Yeah.
Do you ever feel slighted that your basketball skill set gets overlooked because of the hustle part, the grit part, the demeanor part? Do you feel like that because that is, I don't mean this in a negative way or a knock. Yeah, I mean it like because that is so extra. It's so extraordinary relative to our peers that the rest of your game gets overlooked.
Yeah, and it's normal, right? It's normal. But my biggest thing is this, right? And it's no discredit to, you know, LeBron and the Kawhis and the Paul Georges and you know, these Blake Griffins and DeAndre Jordan. Like, these are guys that no matter what, over the next 1,000 years, you're going to see these guys again. You're going to see someone jumping like Blake, Zion's doing. You're going to see, you know, you're going to get these guys again, right? But when do you get a guy from the neighborhood Chicago and the 6'1" guy who's storied, and you don't get those.
Yeah. Those
only come but for some reason the perception, you know, it becomes tainted when you look at it a certain way. But, you know, like I tell guys all the time, I see homies, I'm like, you know, man, why you do LeBron like that? I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I'm out here with you every single day. Like, no disrespect to LeBron, but the dialogue should be different. Like, hell yeah, you should be doing them that way. You know, like, yeah, you see me every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how it is. I mean, it's just how it is, you know? It's how it is.
Do you feel like you've embraced that role of villain? Like you're just totally in tune with it? You've accepted it? You're okay with it?
Yeah. I'm cool. I think it helps me. Actually, it helps me now. People see me coming a mile away. Now it's up to me to, you know, when I get close, it's up to me to do what I need to do now, you know? So, you know, but if you don't talk to me, you assume whatever your assumption is. And we all know that ignorance is not knowing, right? You know, so if I can stay under the radar as long as possible, I'm good.
Can you feel, and you obviously don't name names, but like if there's a guy that's intimidated by you,
off the rip,
just like right away, they just like they're not comfortable playing against you.
Yeah, off the rip, and I feel it too, instantly. That's the reason why I do, and people don't understand. Everything I do is very strategic. I do it. I'm the captain in the middle half court for a reason. Like, I want to see who will come up there. And I'm going to look you right in your eyes and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I see what's going on. You know, everything I do is strategic. It's just not, you know, just to be doing shit.
Tony Allen, also Chicago guy, used to do the same shit.
Yeah.
Like early in my career, we're playing, I think it was a playoff game, actually. It was like game 1 and he had just checked in and it was a free throw. And he comes over and he comes up right next to my ear. And he just starts breathing like that in my ear. And I'm like, this motherfucker is testing me right now.
And, you know, we only do that to the people that we respect.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so like, JJ, that's a big compliment. I know if Tony Allen guarded you, I'm guarding you. You've been guarded by the best, of the cream of the crop. Like you done seen everybody. So of course you know how it is. And just like how you feel, shit, we feel the exact same way. What's the scouting report? Who I got tonight, Rex? Who I got tonight, Doc? We think I'll put you on JJ. Shit. All right, cool. All right, yeah, homies, I'm going to sleep early tonight. Who you got tomorrow? I got JJ. Oh yeah, go to sleep early, bro. You got need your wheels tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same shit. Yeah.
The guy that I think most closely resembles you in terms of this persona or this role on the court is Marcus Smart. And you guys played them in Staples Center earlier in the year. I think it was an overtime game.
Yeah.
And it was the last like 5 minutes of regulation and overtime was basically a dick swinging contest between you and Marcus about who could make the most ballsy plays. Like, it was insane to watch. So everybody the next day is talking about Kawhi, or they're talking about Jason Tatum's step back. And I'm like, no, that game was about Marcus and Pat.
Yeah. And we felt it, right? Yeah. As a basketball player, it's not about, right? It's not about, it is about, how many points you could put up, how many, it's all about that. But it's the ultimate thing. Like, you're in a foxhole and it's about winning. How can you impact the game to win? Right? And it's some guys that out here, you can say, I don't know about Pat, man. I don't know, but he always do something, and those are the guys you got to respect. Marcus Smart, for some reason, he's at half court, falling down, holding his ankle, and, they shoot the ball. He comes on offensive rebound, dribbles back up, hits a three. You're like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's the beauty of it, man. It's really it. It really is. Really is.
There were multiple games when I was with the Clippers where we would say pre-game scouting report, halftime, nearly every fucking huddle. If a shot goes up, find Pat Beverley. And we get to the fourth quarter, and it'd be that one fucking stop that we needed, and you would get a long rebound, offensive rebound.
Yeah,
and
it's just just try to
It's winning plays though. It's winning plays.
Yeah, I'm not gifted to be and I'm okay with that. That's the thing. Tuck your pride and be okay with that. What's next, right? What's next? Okay, cool. I'm not 6'9". Okay, that's obvious. Okay, cool. I can't. I'm not going in there dunking on people like I'm Westbrook. Okay, what's next? I'm not shooting half-court shots like I'm JJ or Steph Curry. Like, okay, what's next? What can you do now? Okay, I can do this, though. I can do this really well. Okay, do it. Do it at your best ability. Impact the game, So that's just been the key, right?
How much time have you spent really focusing in on your shot, though? Because you've developed into basically a 40% three-point shooter.
Yeah.
And you probably weren't that way 8-10 years ago when you first came out.
No. Repetition. If I could talk to anyone about a shot, it's about repetition in your body and the mindset, right? I shot this shot a million times. I've lifted. My body's good. I'm at a good place right now. I'm this, I'm that. Like, it all comes down to repetition, right? That's it. Muscle memory, feet work, 10 toes, just the basics, and a lot of reps of that shit, a lot of times, a lot of minutes, and a lot of days through a week. Kind of, and people think it happens overnight. People think that, okay, man, I was in the gym, I worked out all summer. No, it might just go up 0.5%, but it's going up, and that next year it might go up another half. Next thing you know, you up, 38, now you're 39.5. That's different when you close now.
Do you think that your ability to have that long view is actually rare, if I'm being honest, to not need and want immediate positive feedback on something you're working on. And I think a lot of guys get discouraged because look, this shit is hard. And you can work on something for a few months, and if it doesn't pan out right away,
scratch it. If you're not mentally strong, you scratch it. And I'm like, nah, sometimes you got to push through that gate. Sometimes you got to push through that gate, man. And it might be hard and it might be tough, but that's the beauty of it, the failure of it, right? That's how you grow. Yeah. Simple as that. I think when I came out this during the pandemic, and I wanted to, stay locked in. So I'm like, okay, homies, what do we do? Like, hey, fuck it. Let's call Kawhi. All right, cool. Call Kawhi. And I'll go down there and work out with him. Down there in 3 weeks. It was supposed to be a 1-week trip turned into 3 weeks. The repetition of the same thing. And I thought I was a guy who worked hard. I know I'm a guy who worked hard. When I left there, working hard was a very different mindset than what I had, and then when I thought I had. And I'm 32. I'm just turned, I'm 31, 32. seeing that man working out with that man was a whole different level. Changed my whole life, changed my whole game. Like, now it's things that, and it's all because of repetition. Simple as that, So
he's just a machine,
human machine. and I'm human machine. Machine.
We were playing them in 2015 in the first round, and again at a free throw. And he had been he guarded me most of the series. He switched off onto CP a little bit, but him and Danny were guarding me, which the two of them are two of the best wing defenders in the world. And a play had happened where him and I something had happened between us, and he was standing next to me at the free throw line, and I kind of just tapped him on the stomach. And I've never felt a stronger human being in my life. Like, I was like, what the fuck did I just touch?
And he knows it too. That's the funny thing. He knows exactly who the fuck he is too. Yeah, man, he's special. I'm telling you this, but people in this league, man, defenders, the offensive guys, I mean, to have longevity in this league, like, it has to be a constant repetition thing, a constant routine thing, constant, like, I have to get better. Think long term. Oh, I might get hurt tomorrow though, but still, it's tough, bro. It really is. But
how important are your teammates in terms of pushing you?
My thing is like, give me the same language I give you, right? So I'm not the, I'm not the type of teammate that's gonna, maybe to a young guy that's gonna come like, hey, yeah, come on, pick it up. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy like, come on, bro, what the fuck, man? Let's roll. Knock the fuck in. Let's go. Come on. So whatever my dialogue is to you, give me exactly the same dialogue back, so I can understand, like, come on, Pat, pick this shit up. Come on, man. I seen you working on your game, man. Show me that shit. Like, you feel me? Got you. Say less. And it's not more of a, who you talking to? It's more of a, my brother telling me something, let me shut the fuck up and listen, And I think a lot of guys don't have that in the league, It's a pride thing, money thing, whatever it is,
How is the identity between this year's Clippers team and last year's Clippers team been different? And was that an adjustment for you specifically? Because last year I felt like it was like a classic Doc Rivers team, right? It was that underdog role. Yeah. You guys overachieved. Everybody like starred in their role. And then, you go get two of the 10 best players in the world to add to what you've already got. And I would assume it was maybe a little difficult at first to figure out that identity, and for you to have to adjust to that. Yeah,
and everybody, like, in the beginning, it's very hard buying into Doc Rivers' system. It's very hard, especially if you don't know a lot about it. The dynamic of it, the long game. If you don't know the long game from and he doesn't tell you the long game, and that's the thing about it, So if you don't know the long game in the system, you kind of like, and should I wing it? Should I stay consistent? Should I stay, So once you find the rhythm of it, he always talks about rhythm and pace and the rhythm. That doesn't mean super fast, but once you find the rhythm of it, I tell anybody, if you play for Doc Rivers and you buy into the system, you will have the best numbers you've ever had as a player and win at the same time at a high level. It's the craziest thing in the world. I don't know how. It just is.
It's a two-way street, though, with Doc. I feel like the guys that buy in and he buys into you and he empowers you, like, you can really flourish.
Yeah.
You can really flourish. And for me, I mean, it was the turning point in my career individually for me was going and playing for Doc. In free agency, I meet with him and I'm deciding between Clippers and the Timberwolves. And, he said to me, I feel like, you're 7 years in, but I feel like you've been used wrong in your career. I want to use you like I used Ray in Boston.
Mm.
Doc, and he was the first coach that said, you're a full-time starter. Hey, we're going to run plays. We're going to run ATOs for you. I've never had really ATOs ran for me before. I'm like, you got CP and Blake, and you're running ATOs for me. So I felt it was the first time really in my career where I felt empowered as a player to be the best version of myself.
First time. And you said that was what, year 7?
That was year 8. My first year with the Clippers was year 8. Yeah, it took a while.
And this is year 8 for me. And last year was year 7 for me, you know? And, you know, so like, I totally understand what you mean. And once you buy in, though, and he give you a little leash, like you said, a little leash to kind of do your thing and make mistakes, go to practice happy you leave, you're in your LA life, you know? You just focus on winning, man. It makes it that much fun.
The other thing that I really enjoyed with Doc was Doc has a keen sense of someone's intent. And so if I was in a slump, I didn't have to worry about Doc, you know, benching me or running less plays for me, because Doc knew what my intent was. He knew my intent was trying to win. He saw me work every day. He acknowledged my work every day. There's another phenomenon when I was in LA. Like, I never got fucked up by shooting slumps. Because I knew, and I would go to him sometimes. There's 2 seasons I started off kind of slow, and I would go to him and I'd just be like, yo, man, I'll make some shots.
He's like,
and
what?
He would look at me and be like, I'm not worried about you.
Fuck up, man.
Yeah. I'm not worried about you. So just to hear that feedback from him, man, it was huge. It was huge.
No, he's he's a really great one. He's a really great one. No complaints here.
What have you been surprised about, if anything, about PG and playing with him?
The way he moves, how smooth he moves, and how smooth he like stops. You know, I like to read a ton of shit. I was reading, I don't know. They said Paul George, like he moves the most fluid in the NBA. You know, and if you watch him a little bit, you'd be like, damn.
Yeah, he's
really
smooth.
do, like, you know, smooth, like easy breaks when he stopped, you know, real fundamental, right to left when he pick up going right, you know, left, and left to right when he pick up going right, like, you know, and a lot of people don't do that. So just the smooth part of it.
Even the way he shoots the ball.
Yeah.
It looks effortless. I'm actually jealous of it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Smooth. Yeah,
and
crazy.
playing the crazy thing about, I think, him and Kawhi that kind of gets overlooked is how tight those guys' handles are.
Yeah.
So they're already big, they're already great shooters, and they both have just incredible dribble moves. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm fortunate to play with both of them.
Yeah. I want to hit you back on the one other thing about the defense. So
let's do it.
And I sent you this question before we got on, but when you're preparing to guard a certain player or preparing for a certain team, how much are you relying on scouting report and watching film versus relying on your own instincts?
So the team scouting report is a quick hitter from when I walk in. Of course, you know, maybe some things I probably forgot. I get 2 scouting reports, one from my, you know, the guy who does my body, one from, you know, the guys who does my skill. But before then, I'm watching, you know, the last 3 games on TV, and I'm looking at body language. When I'm watching the game as a fan, but I'm also looking at body language. I'm also looking at, okay, he just missed a couple. What is his body language at? Because I got him tomorrow, you know. And sometimes it's different. I might get a guy who, I don't know, who went 11 for 15. So I know if I win 11 for 15, you know, I know how I feel coming in the next game. So I have to prepare like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He might be feeling real good. So if I hit his ass off the stop, I mean, I can shut that shit off quick. I might be having Dame. You know, Dame, he went through 2 scoring slumps. It's pretty unlikely he go through 3. You know, cool. So now I'm going to try to, from the get-go, I'm get on his ass from the get-go, it's going to be a long day. And I adjust my sky reports based on that, you know. So
I think it's so important that you actually watch NBA basketball.
Yeah, every game.
Like I have League Pass. We all get League Pass for free.
Yeah.
We all get it for free. And it amazes me. I don't want to knock the young guys because I've knocked the young guys on the fucking pod before and I got heat for it. But it's amazing how many guys don't actually watch NBA basketball. Like I'll watch 6 games every night.
Yeah,
not even the teams. I just want to know what's going on. I want to get a feel for how teams are playing. And it's so funny that you mentioned body language, because if I'm preparing for a team, like I actually want to know, like, do these guys like each other? What is their breaking point?
Yes.
What is the dynamic between these two players that we need to sort of exploit?
I see an opening. I have to take advantage.
Yeah.
And it's not personal. I'm here trying to win a game. It's the game inside the game, inside the game, inside the game that we have to play, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We'll be at the free throw line. And a guy will turn to one of us and he'll say something about one of his teammates. I'll be like, oh, next time we get to the huddle, hey, these motherfuckers don't want to play together. Let's go.
They ain't trying to win. This isn't winning basketball.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right, though. You're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. I mean, and when it comes to the film thing, I'm kind of happy you told me that. I mean, man, you're going to be in the NBA for about 20, 22 years.
Yeah. I need the game. It's the game is my drug, man. The game is my drug.
Needs us too.
What do you guys think with these games coming up with no fans and everything like that, how that's going to change things like the body language?
I think you'll be able to tell a little bit faster. I'll tell you that. Guy missed a couple shots you hear, sounds you haven't heard before, so.
Wait, did Rick Carlisle come out yesterday? I feel like I read something. Rick Carlisle came out yesterday and said that there's going to be like noises in the background, like home game noises.
They were talking about that. They were talking about pumping in crowd noise, but I don't know. Who knows how that's even going to work? Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, right. Whatever works. Whatever they decide. Let's roll.
What do you feel? Did you read the thing about them doing a 2-second delay because guys were talking shit?
Yeah, I did read that.
They were trying to get them to stop.
I did read that. I mean, they're going to be paying somebody a lot of money to do that then, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
I think
that's a budget.
I think the ref player interaction is going to be fascinating because that's the stuff you can't really hear that,
and you can't turn it off
in an arena, but with no fans in there, it's going to be front and center.
Yeah, you can't. And as a player, you can't really turn it off. It's kind of like, no, I got hit. Like, no, I got fucking hit. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, I got hit. Yeah, So like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be fun, man.
We were scrimmaging the other day, and one of our assistant coaches was intentionally making or not making horrible calls, and I berated him a little bit. And it caused our team. I basically got a technical foul, and we all had to run six lengths of the court. What? And the whole time I'm running, I'm just like, "Fucking Joey Crawford, motherfucker!"
I'm gonna get my.
It's not about you. It's not about you. So now imagine that happening, which it will, in an NBA game with no fans while we're in Disney. It's gonna be wild.
For sure. For sure. And bleeping it out, putting a Mickey Mouse sound in front of it, some shit, right?
Who's the guy you go against that you feel like, all right, this is going to be a challenge tonight? Like who's the guy? I think we all have that one guy.
I say Dame.
Yeah,
I'll give it to him. Dame is one of the reasons why I went in the weight room, and I told my guys, like, hey, I got to get fast lateral. I don't feel like I'm fast. I can't keep up, with the speed right now. I don't know if I need to lose weight. I don't know if I need to get strong. I don't know if I need to hire a new fucking team, but I need to get fucking faster. So I have you guys break that down, and so worked on a whole bunch, and prime example last year, ISO play, game winner. I get a stop on it. All that hard work for that one play.
Right.
For that one play, but hey, fuck it.
He, like 5 years ago, when Steph won those back-to-back MVPs and the Warriors were unbelievable, I feel like there was like chatter about Dame being Steph light, right?
Yeah.
Not a poor man Steph, because he was way better than that, but Steph light.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make that argument now. Like Dame is his own problem.
Yeah.
He is his own problem.
He's in a system where they allow him to be exactly who he is in order for them to win at a high level. So like those half court shots are like, for me, that's, layups and corner shots for me, for half-court shots for him, though. So like the dynamic is very different when you're going out there preparing for a player like that.
Yeah,
way different.
My guy was always D Wade. He was the one guy.
Really? But you guarded a lot of people though. People don't forget about that.
When we played y'all I think you were hurt, right? We played y'all in 15. James. I guarded James for 7 games. It was wild. It was wild.
And people forget about that.
Back in the day. But preparing for D Wade was always a huge challenge.
Why?
His drive away was the best drive away I've ever seen. So on the left wing, when he gave you that right jab and a pick and roll, and then took you to the baseline on the left side, he's either going to draw a foul or he's going to beat you. His shot fake. So the tendency, and because he's D Wade, you're giving him a little bit of a cushion, and his exploitation of that cushion was to shot fake and draw you closer, and he gets that call. And then the third part, and obviously he's fast and he's great in pick and rolls and all that, and he's drawing fouls. But in the third part, he's to me like one of the best cutters ever. And so understanding where he was going to be off the ball and his tendencies of how he was going to cut. Because I don't know if you remember this. You remember with when they had him and LeBron, when they would run that slot cut.
Underneath the basket cut. Dribble,
yes.
Slot cut, dive.
Slot cut, dive. And as the weak side guy, you're not taught to be in a position to guard that. You're taught to do the opposite. You're taught to fan out to the corner. Yep. And they just exploited that over and over and over. And so, just the awareness on that. I just felt like there was a lot that went into a game of having to check D Wade. And even if I wasn't the primary defender, I knew I was gonna have, multiple possessions throughout the game where I was going to guard him. Kobe was different because I felt like you could play great D on Kobe and it didn't matter.
Didn't matter. It's up to him.
It's up to him. He was going to make or he was going to miss.
Yes.
One or the other.
And whatever he did, I don't care how the new school looked at it or how it might seem basic. It might seem original. It might seem at times slow. It was nothing you could do to block this man's shot. Nothing. I don't care how many pump fakes he give you. None of that. Take it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I mean, this guy would get stuck in a position, give you 3 shot fakes. You'd stay down on all 3 shot fakes, and then he'd shoot a left-handed turnaround.
Come on, man. In a fourth quarter with 17 seconds left.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, come on, yo. Like, no one's doing that. No one.
Do you feel like Kobe doesn't get enough credit in the GOAT conversation? Does he belong in the GOAT conversation?
Yes.
He does.
Game changer. He's and he might not get like when it comes to drive, determination, working on your craft, right? After Michael Jordan. Who was it? But no one likes to say it for some reason. I don't know why. But like Kobe taught people how to work hard. Like he taught you how to work hard. Like he gave you the blueprint of like what you should do to be a successful basketball player and work hard. Like the blueprint. And people, I don't know, they tend to forget about it for some odd reason. I don't know why.
I think the thing that you're talking about that I appreciate the most about him is just the maniacal pursuit of excellence. And it wasn't anyone else driving him to do that. It was all self-motivation. It was maniacal. And to be able to do that for 18 years, 19 years, however long he played is crazy.
Nasty. It's so nasty.
How do you, and I was going to ask you about this too, because, going back to just your skill set and being the villain and going out there every night, like the mental part of that, the mental motivation to sort of not let your guard down. Is that a challenge? Even I'll give you another example. You mentioned the pain of growing up, the pain of poverty, and you signed a huge deal last summer. Was that deal, affirmation of all the work, or was the deal motivation to do more?
motivation to do way more. It's okay. I got the key, and I feel like I'm entering a new self of mine. Okay, sign a 3-year deal. How perfect can you be in preparation and routine for the next 3 years? And if so, if you did that, what do you think it could take? I don't know. Fuck it. Let's try it. See, maybe I'll stay right at 40 million. Fuck it. That's pretty dope too, you know? Yeah. Maybe I won't, you know? So that's just always been my mindset. How can we become better? Team, good season. How can we become better? Is it small details? Okay, let's go work out with Kawhi. Okay, cool. Okay, let's work out with Paul George. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Can we get better? We can. How? Let's find a way. And that's been my whole thing. Let's get better, and just see where it takes us.
Pat, this is one of the best podcasts we've ever done, I think. I'm just sitting here, man. I'm just like, I want to take it all in. Well, because I'm curious.
So
I mean, I guess
he told me this shit, I was like, hell yeah.
I guess one of my things, and I mean, you know, we have a lot of, we talked about this before, but we have a lot of kids who listen to the show, you know, like kids and coaches and stuff like that. And I feel like you are, if not like the ultimate inspiration for them, you're in the top 3 or 4. You know,
you're that. Thank you, bro.
You're somebody who is everything we've talked about on the show already with your growth and how you got here and everything like that. And so I guess if for kids like listening at home, like what do you tell them? Like what's the secret, because there's a lot of things to make this like what do they do right now to get themselves better?
Faith. Whatever your faith is, and hard work. That's it. It's a combination. Cereal, milk, peanut butter, and jelly. It's real easy. It might sound so simple and so basic, and yeah, sure, faith and hard work. But I'm telling you, having faith in yourself, something stronger than you, and going out there and just working hard. I'm talking about, when I say hard, like I'm about to die, get up, work even harder. You know, I'm talking about that type of shit. You know, that you can't sleep at night. That type of like, man, I got to work. That type of shit. You know, hard work and faith, man. You know, that's the one other thing we forgot to talk about is Chicago in general. So what do you think? Obviously, Chicago's had a million great players forever that have come from there. What do you think the city had from a basketball standpoint? What impact did it have on you? I think the city, from a standpoint of like survival, right? You have to survive in that city. Now you put basketball into like a survivor mode. Now it's, with this ball, I have to survive by any means, right? And then you take that small, whatever, potion or concept, right? And you nurture it, you place water on it, it grows to be in the NBA. Now you get this guy who's from the NBA with a survival mentality with this basketball. Now it's like, I want him as a teammate, because this motherfucker go run through every wall in the world. Yeah. He would die with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when you get to meet, you know, different people like that. But that's how it usually starts.
Pat, I told you this at the beginning, but I fucking love the way you're wired. Thanks for being open and candid with us. The last thing is, yesterday or 2 days ago, as we had finished up our 5th day of scrimmages, and I looked at the calendar. And I was like, oh man, we got 17 more fucking days till we actually play a game. I think I'm not going to look at a calendar, man. This is crazy. We still got 14 more days till we really hoop.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's part of it, right?
Yeah, grind away.
Process.
Grind away. I love it. Thank you, Pat. Thank you for your time, bro. You're awesome.
Thank you for taking the time.
Anything, bro. Anything, you guys. Thank you so much.
All right.